Alright, good morning everybody. Tony B here, Sunny Oak Hills. Well, we are back at Sunny Oak Hills. We've been a full week over across the highway doing the building pad, cutting some trees down, kind of dressing up some things, getting ready for power, water to go in. So building pad is in now, so the concrete guy can start next week getting the forms up. And today's my last day here. Got to go back to Colorado tomorrow. It's been a good week. Always wish I had more time to get things done, but we make the best use of our time that we can, and a lot of driving back and forth, but it's been a good week. Today we are going to be here at Sunny Oak Hills doing some work. We have got to take out some more of this area right through here. You can see they're still obviously kind of heavily wooded, and when we did this field, this was the first field that we did, and I use Onyx, just kind of an overview aerial of the land, and I was able to draw out the fields that I wanted to do on Onyx. Great little app, use it a lot for a hunting lease, but found it useful for property layout and things of that nature. So when we did this, we knew we had to come back and do some more work in here. It's time to get that going, because here in about a month we will be working on getting all these fields disced up and planted with a seed called sun hemp. And sun hemp is it's like a legume, I guess. Really big on soil enhancement, adds a lot of nitrogen to the soil. We are in what's considered the sand hills of this area, and it is a very sandy soil. So what we're going to be doing is getting this ground ready for some better crops. I did a video, it's been a couple months ago now, about what are we even doing, and I guess I'll go ahead and just kind of give a brief synopsis of where we're at and where our mind is and kind of what we're pursuing. So this plot here, this field, is right at 2 acres, and will be once we take out all this stuff right in here, this area. This will be planted in muscadines. Now, muscadines are like a southern grape. Bronze varieties, we have like a black or a purple or red variety. We're looking at about 450 vines that will be producing some yummy goodness when it's all said and done. Now we'll be having, so the rows will be going this way, and as you can see the property, I guess you can see it, we piled up stuff there, and it kind of just tapered back this way. And what we wanted to do is square up. So basically we're going to be looking at out that area there, taking out a straight line and tie back into this. So this little corner right here will be cleaned out a lot more. That's just so we can make these rows kind of be square and perpendicular to the layout of the 2 acre plot. We have to have room for our muscadines to thrive. I do want to keep these many trees as we can, just because it does produce a little shade. Nice place to hang out, and when it's so hot picking these things, you just take a few minutes, go sit in the shade. We'll probably do some little picnic tables around them or things like that, but that's going to be this field, and our goal today is to get this start getting cleaned up a little bit, because we have to extend this field. See, we stopped it here with the ryegrass. We need to extend it into there all the way down, and that'll give us, that's approximately about 4 to 5 more rows of muscadines. I think we had 28 rows, 27 rows. We'll plant these vines every about 16 to 20 feet, and so there'll be a trellis pole, fence post all the way down there at the end, We're going to string that 9-gauge wire all the way to here, and then the muscadines will start basically the end of this little pile right here. And as we come in off the road, there'll be like a driveway entrance that separates where our commercial building will be from this field, and then that road will go all the way down and separate the two other fields, which those fields will be blueberries, and we're looking at about 1,500 blueberry bushes that we'll be planting. So what we're doing is getting this property ready, get the soil conditioned, get nitrogen in there, keep our acidic level where it needs to be for the blueberries to thrive. 1.6 acres, 1.5, and then 1.4. So right at 3 acres of blueberries and 2 acres of muscadines. And then as we do a fence around the perimeter of the property all the way around, I think we're going to probably plant some blackberry bushes along the perimeter, just as a little extra thing that people can enjoy while they're here. And it's way back there in the corner. We haven't really cleared much in there. We bush hogged it, but we didn't actually take the trees down. We will be doing probably some satsuma oranges, maybe some persimmon trees, just kind of have a little fruit orchard back there. And that won't be a whole lot. We're probably looking at 15, 20 trees at the most. And then beyond that, this is where I'm really kind of excited too. I'm very excited, is the honeybees. We're going to try to start some honeybee hives back there. The muscadines won't produce really big flowers for the bees to thrive off of, but the blueberries will be a great source for them to get the pollen they need. They will help us by fertilizing the plants, get more berries, and they will also help us by getting honey. And then between that and the blackberries and the fruit trees, we're going to try to do a good job of keeping the bees something to work with. Don't know how many hives. I have never ever messed with bees, but I am fascinated, like beyond fascinated, on these little creatures and what they do and how good they are for us humans and how important they are for us. So we want to do something that we can enjoy. Customers can come get some honey from us as well, and it should be cool. Next thing to do is to get the trailer over to the residential property, load up the excavator, and come over here and go to work. So see you guys in a little bit. Not sure what kind of tree this is in front of me. I'm going around marking everything, what needs to come out. I'm not a tree expert, but that one just made no sense to me at all. But it's got a hard stripe on it, so that means it's going away.
this tree here is one of those that all the pieces just falling down. We're gonna see if we can get rid of it that way. That's one that hurts you bad there. Start trying to dig it up and pieces come down. Widowmaker. Bucket back. It's my bucket, you can't have it. Put some dirt back in there. Dad made it here. Give him a hand to move that machine there. You want to, I'll come around and hook to that and pull it out of the way. Over there somewhere. This is about a 3,000 pound mulcher head. Uh-huh. 057 didn't even hesitate. One thing we definitely have a lot of between this property and the residential lot: good burning firewood. We took a load to the camp. This was back in November, and use that. It's cut up to be for our smokehouse and the fire pit. And then we got, gosh, 3-4 more loads, probably more than that, of at least that same amount. We still got to cut up. We are not short on firewood. And the way Florida's been the last couple of years, man, we're getting snow down here and temps that we just aren't used to seeing. Having firewood's a good thing. I was watching YouTube last night when I got home from working at the residential property. Watching old Sam try star digging. That's a solid dude. He is really good guy, hard worker. Just a salt of the earth kind of guy. I like watching his videos when he's in his excavator clearing or building a road up in Tennessee. And it's just nice seeing the scenery up there and where he gets to work at and all that stuff. And he is pretty good at having good conversations with the camera while he's doing his work. I'm not that good yet. Maybe one day I'll get there, but I'll get a chance. Check out TriStar Digging on YouTube. Go watch Mr. Sam do his stuff. He all kind of site work, excavation, clearing. He's a fun channel to watch. Let's just see if by some chance. Oh yeah, I think she'll go. Just a messy root system. Make no mistake, that tree is heavy. You always get a little nervous when you start a project. People, the neighbors have been here for a while. Are they going to like it? Are they going to have complaints? And maybe everybody's just being really nice to us, but there has not been a single complaint yet. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback for what we're doing. It just kind of gives you a good, warm, cozy feeling. I like that. Want this to be a nice place for whoever comes here to enjoy it and want to come back again and again. Kind of the evolution of this project, first of all, it was just going to be muscadines, and then it turned into muscadines and blueberries. And then we kind of backed off the blueberries a little bit and decided that we only do a small plot of blueberries, but do a big plot of blackberries. And then I went back again and said, you know what? I want lots of blueberries. So I think blueberries is going to be kind of the main thing. It'll be 3 acres of blueberries when it's all said and done. And if we get our honeybees going, man, they will do so much good for the blackberries or blueberries. And then I think, so straight out in front of us, that's the end of the property. If you can kind of look through these oak trees and you see some pine trees where the grass stops, that's the edge of the property. And it's going to be a cattle fence or a hog wire fence or whatever you want to call it, just a wire woven mesh fence line. And I think over there is where I will do the blackberries. We do have deer up here. Haven't seen any bear, which is really good, but deer will wreak havoc on my crops. I have to figure out a way to deter them. Shane up at Kinfolk Farm of Georgia, he had a video out the other day on YouTube, and he got some alarms to keep the deer off his muscadines. Now that's a pretty cool thing. He had his grandkids out there, and they were just loving setting the alarms off and having a good time with it. And I was thinking, you know what? That might be us in a few years. we've had, I think it's been like 3 or 4 doe deer. We've had a little scrawny buck, nothing fancy. And we had one buck that got lost. Saw him one time on camera here. He was actually a decent buck for this area. But I like deer. I like them in the freezer. We're not going to hunt on this property. This is strictly for growing, and then obviously our construction company will be on the 2-acre piece over there. Seeing Shane's alarm system, maybe you'd think that's a good idea, but we're probably going to need something just like that. So by some miracle, I happened to actually catch the GoPro telling me it was shutting down. I ran out of battery. Sitting here, been talking to myself, moving this thing around. I mean, nothing to look at. A lot of things to keep track of doing this. Filming, trying to figure out the next spot to go to, how to take everything out the right way, how not to hurt yourself or those around you. And it's a lot to this YouTube stuff. But I enjoy it. Yeah, I did this originally just to think it would be nice to look back and see kind of where we started and what we accomplished along the way, document the whole process. And then it kind of became like I gotta film this, or I want to do this. You start thinking of all these things. I guess stuff that I like seeing. YouTube is probably my most watched TV. And I guess it's cool because I know what I'm going to watch. Now, for those that have been watching us do our thing, we have gone from land clearing, we've gone to building a smokehouse and a camp. A little bit of muscadine stuff, a little bit of fishing, new construction house across the highway. We're kind of all over the place. We're not really in a lane. We're more at the bike path and sidewalk and back in the road and everything else. But I guess in respect to that, those are all things that I enjoy too. So I don't see a need to have just one certain thing that we do on our channel. I think a variety is good. Keeps everybody guessing. Keeps me guessing some days. So yeah, we're going to be that eclectic channel. We're going to be that channel that you just never know what you're going to get. Like Forrest Gump said, there's a lot to think about with where to put a camera at, multiple cameras. I had one person leave a comment the other day that I talk too much, which is probably true. I cannot argue that. And need to talk less and have more camera outside of the cab. And I agree. That's actually, I love having stuff being shown from the outside. I also like having stuff being the view I'm looking at. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing. You know, to each their own. That's the good thing about YouTube. Got the chainsaw going again. The good thing about YouTube is if you don't like what you're watching, you just move on to the next one. And I hope eventually people will obviously stay and watch some of our videos and follow along as we do this journey. It is going to be a journey. It is not a sprint. It is a long marathon. Again, even back to my dad, but being able to have him out here with me, that's it's a pretty big deal to me. It means a lot. So to have something I'm passionate about and building this U-Pick adventure and having Dad be a part of it, him learning new things too. I mean, he's never really been on equipment before. I mean, maybe a little bit of stuff around the house, but nothing on this widespread of scale. So we're doing it together. We're learning together. We're tearing things up together. I think it's good stuff. And again, our channel is going to be something that, we're going to be having things about this. We're going to be having things about the new construction house. Just kind of a little hint. Once we're here full time and have the shop built, which is still a couple years out, but that shop's going to have some CNC equipment, routers, plasma, laser, whatever, and we're going to have fun doing some designs and just different things. Want to keep it lively. Don't want to be too boring. I can squeeze in there and get that. Teamwork makes the dream work. I pluck them, he pulls them. Alright, well, I forgot I wasn't videoing here because just got here and started working, but we're going to see how close this pine tree is ready to come down. I think we're darn close. I've made a big hole here. Let's see if she will timber on me. Oh yeah, she's gone. She gone. Almost gone. These things have one heck of a taproot on them. She wants to go. I'll do a little digging right here. I bet you she'll come all the way down. There she goes. You guys can see that taproot there. We are, I would say 6.5, 7 foot long worth of taproot. See if I can pull it up here. You guys can see it better, but that's a lot of root. But anyway, end of the day on Saturday. I'm over here in what will be the blueberry field. I'm gonna mark a couple of trees up that we're going to take down, and then go over to the other side of the blueberry field, do the same thing, and then get y'all a quick video of what got done today. It was a pretty impressive day. Just wanted to show off the field here. We are looking mighty fine. Alright, let's go mark some trees, get rid of. Alright, well, went around marking some trees. Looks like probably, I think 10 more trees are going to come down
and the 2 blueberry fields. We're going to leave these trees out here for now. Obviously this brush pile will go away. The muscadines here will start at about this line. I know it's not a line there, but straight down that direction, and then they'll be stacked running from where I'm standing to those trees over there. Is about 250, 260 feet, something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but it'll run all the way down there, and there'll be like a row, a row, a row, about every 10 feet apart. But today, and we are at last light too. Sorry if the lighting is not great, but we worked till we couldn't work anymore. But this is the work that was done today. Took out all, I don't know, probably 20, 25 trees through all this area with the excavator, and then Dad came in, scooped them up, but ran down the whole line. And what happened is the tree line where the woods used to kind of start right about here. So I had this whole triangle piece that I need to get cleaned up in order to get my rows in the way I wanted to. So you can see kind of the line right through here, the grass line. That's where from there all the way over to here. So this area here will not be part of the field, but starting right about this area will be. So we kind of stopped right here, took it all the way down, and then we will square these rows up that way. Leaving these oak trees, leaving as many as I can. Guys, it is so hard to take down an oak tree for me. Pine tree, I don't care. I will snatch them down in a heartbeat, but I do my best to keep these oak trees up and alive. But gotta do what we gotta do. Once all this is cleaned up here, and the highway is just right out there, maybe 85-100 yards away, we will get this cleaned up. There'll be a nice fence that runs along the front of the property, and all of that will be cleaned out in that area. And that's going to be a big sunflower patch, and yeah, we're going to be bringing our last row of muscadines will be probably right about here running towards that pile way out there. So I know it's kind of hard to follow along and see this on a limited camera view, but we're going to have a lot more videos of this, and going to be back in a few weeks to get all this disced up and plant that sun hemp and start building up this soil. But so far it's been doing really good. The moisture's been great. We've had some good rain showers. It's really made the soil better than it was when we were out here in September doing this, and it's definitely appreciated. But thank you guys for watching, and we will catch y'all when I come back. Take care.